Mason Jar Mama family. We are in the Mama's kitchen, Mama Carol's kitchen, and today we are going to cook up an amazing dinner for you guys. Fall is on its way, so the fall flavors are coming in, and no, there's not any pumpkin spice in this recipe. But this is an autumn chicken dinner bake. You've got all these fresh vegetables and all these awesome fall foods that are just going to go on your palate and just pop. So we've got some chicken, butternut squash, Brussels sprouts, which I used to hate. I couldn't eat them. They smelled. They were weird to me. And then I found these. These are Eat Smart shaved Brussels sprouts. Now, they're not paying us for this or anything like that, but I usually get this brand in the store as far as vegetables go. They're bagged. They're pre-cut most of the time, and you can even microwave them. So I tried these shaved Brussels sprouts. The first time I actually cooked them in a little bacon fat with some bacon, and oh my God, they were out of this world. Then I actually tried them in a salad. I put them with some spinach and things like that, and they amazed me yet again. They're low in sugar, low in fat and calories, but delicious on flavor. We've also got some dried cranberries here that we're going to throw in for just some flavor mix. Some purple potatoes. You can use whatever potatoes you want. I wanted to give it some more color, so I'm using a purple potato, apple, and Italian dressing. I know it's not very fall, but this just gives it that little vinaigrette type flavor that we enjoy. I'm going to top it off with some paprika. So here we go. Here's what you're going to do. I'm actually going to do my potatoes first. I'm going to use them as the base for this dish. And I'm going to use one of these deep pots. You can use a, if you have a smaller, like, glass pan, that's not as deep. You can use that too. But this is what I've got. So these are just, like, celebration blend potatoes. They're red and purple and golden, so I figured that would be really pretty. And so I'm not going to really do much to them. I am going to just cut them in half. And look at that beautiful purple color. It's like, they're so pretty. And then the red potatoes and everything. If the potato's a little bigger, you can go ahead and maybe cut it in half again if you think you need to. But halves are good usually for these small potatoes. They're 2-bite potatoes, so they don't really take that long to cook. So I'm just going to cut them all in half here. Got that one in there too. Now I am making this for a family of 4. So everything here is just going to be for a serving for 4. You can kind of double up, triple up, whatever you want to do if you have a bigger family. And I think this is like a great time to get the kids involved. If you have younger ones, you can get them working on their kind of cutting skills. These potatoes are relatively soft. So you could probably just use like a little sharp butter knife if you don't really trust them with a regular knife. So I've got my potatoes cut. I'm going to remove the lid from my baking dish here. And before I put those in, I am actually going to spray this pan. Now, I know this is some olive oil spray. I usually use either butter flavor or coconut spray, but I had ran out. Forgot to pick it up at the store. That's where my mind goes. I always forget things. So I had to use this as just a little backup. No big deal. Really not good for high heat, but it is what it is. So we're going to let our little potatoes go in the pan. I love this cutting board. It lets you just kind of slide things in. Next, I'm going to do the apple. I'm not going to take the skin off or anything. I am just going to cut it like so. Kind of almost dice it, but kind of thicker dices. You don't want like anything too small. And Don't throw out your apple core, because later on I'm going to show you an amazing thing to do with your apple cores. You'll never throw away a part of your apple again. So I'm just going to kind of coarse cut this. I will probably cut it in half and then half again. Again, I'm not a chef. I don't have the perfect cuts. I have no clue how people do perfect cuts. So we're going to just toss our apple pieces in there. And this is going to bring out some amazing fall flavor. And while you're watching me here or listening to me cut, I want to ask, what's your favorite apple? I know a lot of people like the Red Delicious and the Gala. My favorite has to be Envy. I believe they're from New Zealand. They're, to me, the sweetest apples that ever existed on the face of the planet. I used to really enjoy the Honeycrisp, but then I tried the Envy, and they're amazing. So what's your favorite? Do you like the Pink Lady, or what is it? I think Crips, or the green apples. My son loves green apples because they're kind of sour. So there we go. We've got our apples and our potatoes. Now we have this. This is one of my favorite things because it's already cut. It's already diced. We don't have to worry about it. Again, you can microwave in this bag, or you just kind of toss it in and in whatever you're doing with it. And like us, I'm just going to pour this into this little pan too. Just kind of try to distribute it evenly. Sorry, I can't talk today. Among all its friends there, veggie friends. So we've got that. Now the Brussels sprouts. Now I'm not going to use this whole bag. I'll probably only use about half, so we don't have like an overabundance of Brussels sprouts. Unless you like them, then use the whole bag. Hey, it's your family, your dinner. Do what you like. I know I've seen people use like the whole Brussels sprouts, but again, I really like just the hint and just the small. Oh, my oven's preheated. So I did preheat it at 375, and we're gonna now add our cranberries. Now, if you don't like cranberries, leave them out. But again, we're gonna do this like fall flavor explosion in your mouth, and it's gonna be awesome. So we've got our cranberries. Let me sprinkle a couple over there. Now next, we're just gonna cut up our chicken. And I am going to keep my mat there. I'm gonna use a plate so I don't cross-contaminate things. And again, this is for 4 people, so I'm probably gonna use 4 chicken breasts. And I am just going to kind of cut them in half just to get them a little thinner, butterfly them a little bit. That way they're just a little thinner and they cook a little quicker. So I'm just going to toss that on there. No major cutting, just cut in half, butterfly it. That's why I was using the wrong knife. Wasn't cutting as easy. I love, love, love these ceramic knives, especially for cutting meat, because it makes life so much easier. They cut so wonderfully. And just butterfly the little chicken breast. If you don't like chicken breast, you don't like white meat, you're more than welcome to use some chicken thighs, chicken legs, whatever your family really prefers. That's the greatest thing about cooking, is you can go by your family's tastes, even with recipes. If a recipe calls for chicken and chicken breast and you don't like it, or even if it calls for chicken and you don't really care for chicken, go ahead and try subbing some pork. I'm sure it's going to be delicious. So we've got our little chicken in there. And now, we've got our little chicken in there. So now we're going to shake up our Italian dressing a little. That way we can get all the good stuff mixed. It's Got some cider vinegar and everything in it. And we want that just to go over the chicken. So it's nice and moist, and it's going to go down into the vegetables and everything, and it's going to be amazing. So then we've got some paprika. I'm just going to sprinkle it on top for some color. Plus, I love the smokiness of paprika, especially when you're doing fall dishes. You kind of want like a warmth, and it might not be spicy that you want, but paprika always adds a warmth to any kind of recipe. And now let's add the lid. Put her in the oven. And have a glass of sweet tea while she cooks. Alright guys, it's been about an hour and a half. Our chicken autumn bake is smelling delicious. So let's get it out of the oven and see what we got. Oh, that looks amazing. It smells amazing. Look at this, guys. Look at that. And I think we are ready to eat.